So, hello everyone, and welcome to another beautiful episode of Momziba Talks Daily Podcast. So, today we are going to be talking on a very important topic. It's very sensitive because a lot of people actually from the beginning feel very okay starting up with this topic, but with time, the seat becomes inconvenient, uncomfortable because of the heat that it generated. So, guess what? Today's topic was going to be. Today's topic is simply simple: the gate and the key to preparedness. This is Momziba Talks Daily Podcast. In case this is your first time of joining us, don't forget to download this podcast. Click on the plus sign to be a subscriber or a listener to this beautiful podcast. We are going to be having a totally awesome and honest conversation about this. So let's dive right into it. First up, let me ask you this question. If an opportunity of life appeared before you right now or tomorrow, are you ready for it? These two, gates and key, many people normally, intertwine them to be the same thing. I was probably going through this and I found that they may look alike, but actually they are not alike. All right, they are opening, but to this contest of preparedness, there are two different meaning, and I'm going to be telling you how this is very important in your journey of preparedness. You're welcome to Momziba Talks Daily Podcast. I promise that this is going to be very brief. We are not going to waste any more time. I asked a question before I started. I said, if an opportunity of your life appears right now, are you really ready for it? I'm not meaning, are you going to be excited about it? Are you going to be emotional about it? Are you going to be appearing hopeful? I mean, ready. And when we are talking about ready, there's a lot of things that it entails. And I'm going to be telling you right in this podcast. For instance, you've been praying. I see a lot of people praying for a divine opportunity, praying for an open door. Lord, do this for me. Lord, do that for me. And when these doors are brought before them, they are not able to access it. And I've seen a lot of people waiting for opportunities. They have the key and they cannot find the gate. I've seen a lot of people be before the gate and yet they cannot access the gate. Mysteries of life, right? Yes. So a person can actually be desperate, want something to the extent, okay, but he might not be prepared to receive it. And sometimes a lot of us call it missed opportunities, bad luck, ill luck. No, it's not because of that. It is because sometimes the opportunity came, you were before the gate, the door opened before you, but you were not with the right key. You were not with the key. So that is what we are going to be seeing today. You know, um, the gates and the key to preparedness. Because preparedness is those subjects that everyone want to talk about until we become inconvenient about it because we start to find our faults. Most times we are very prone to point at people. We are very prone to point at situations, external factors, without actually pointing at ourselves, asking ourselves, what role did I have to play in this? I'm going to be telling you a lot more about preparedness, more than the surface level. This is an in-depth lesson, a teaching message for today. I got my own share of this because I did not follow some certain steps I supposed to follow while trying to get prepared for the stages and opportunities that came before me. I made a post earlier today on my Facebook for people who follow the through. I talked about time and chances and I introduced the gate and the key of preparedness. So, what is this actually about? I'm going to be telling you. We talk about successes. We talk about opportunities. We are very convenient talking about our destiny. We are very convenient talking about when will my time come. But only a few people really take the confidence and courage to put themselves on a seat without self-deceit and ask themselves, what if my time comes now? What will I become by then? Most times, our becoming actually give us the access to the gates that are before us. And I'm going to tell you in depthly. Let's talk about the gate. What is the gate about? Think about a gate. A gate actually represents what? Access. Yes. On the other hand, it may be everything you've been praying for. It may be what you've been dreaming about. It may be the story you've been willing to, you've been willing to write. It could be what you've been hoping you experience. It could be a career. It could be a leadership position. It could be marriage. It could be a major responsibility. It could be a chance to rewrite your family story. It could be finally a chance to be meaningful with your own life. The gates can represent a lot of opportunity, but here is the very, very uncomfortable part about it. The existence of a gate does not really mean you are ready to go through that gate. You have to understand this, because sometimes we spend so much time asking God, when will my time come? We spend so much time asking people, asking questions, circumstances, destinies to open the gate, yet we forget that we haven't really been prepared to have the key to access that. So we say, give me the opportunity, but we are not prepared for the responsibility. We pray for the platform. We are not prepared. We are not also praying or prepared for the pressure that comes with it. We pray for the audience. We are not prepared with what values that we have to offer. We pray for position. We are not prepared to lead. We don't have the capacity. We pray for chances. We don't also have the capacity to manage those chances when they come. And when this happens, it's like bad luck. And sometimes the exposure of lack of preparation might make us not be able to access those gates that has been opened to us. What do we have to see the key? I'll tell you that the key is not just a thing. Some people, when I talk about the key, because it's just signify one thing is singular key. I didn't mention keys. When I mean key, I'm not talking about a particular thing. I'm talking about a lot of things in combination. I'm talking about discipline. I'm talking about maturity. I'm talking about timing. I'm talking about understanding. I'm talking about courage. I'm talking about adaptability. I'm talking about consistency in your action. I'm talking about attitude, and you name them. But these are few very, very important. Preparedness is what happens to you when you decide that I will not wait for emergency to happen before I become serious with my life. Think about students who wait throughout the night before the examination day to be serious. How would they perform in the examination? Failure is not far from them. Do you understand? Now, think about someone who wants to grow a business and doesn't go to gain knowledge on failure, gain knowledge on customer management, doesn't go to gain knowledge on project management, doesn't go to study, operandis, does not go to study marketing. This person will not be able to manage that business. That business might not achieve the height that that person wants it to go. Yeah, fine. It may start with a huge capital, but might not really go so far. That is why it brings me to the problem. A lot of people have this particular problem and they are not able to name it. I tell people the first step to solutions in your life is to be able to name the problem that you have. It's for you to be able to name the problem that keeps you at the point. Now, the problem is I still have time. A lot of people say, I have time. Procrastination syndrome. I have time. Lack of seriousness. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll learn it next year. I'll do it next time. I will settle the things up next opportunity when it comes by. I will build the business later. I'll develop my dreams later. I'll run out of my dreams later. And I will face the truth later. I want you to understand that time and chances happen to all men, but the difference is how you are able to manage it. The thin line between a man who becomes a CEO at 55 years and is a multi-dollar companies holder, and a man who is 75 years old and then he's managing the gate as a gate man. Permit me to say this, not to insult anyone pedigree, but these are scenarios that happen most times in life. Now, a lot of people will come up to tell me that Background could be the issue. Everybody has background. Maybe the CEO has a better background. But I'm here to tell you that most times I've seen some CEO who stands out on a rough terrain, on a terrain that they do not have anybody to stand in for them. No godfatherism. And they became the person they are today. Multi-dollar, a lot of companies under their hands. I have seen it. What happened was time. How such person manage his time, identify time, use time, identify chances, manage chances. And that brings us still on the talk, the gates and the key to preparedness. If you're still watching this podcast, you are on Momziba Talks Daily Podcast. I want you to click to follow, share this episode, save this episode. You can support me via True Fans. Okay, yes, Momziba has been picked on True Fans. You can support me at Momziba Talks. All right, and so I want you to understand that this podcast is open for sponsorship deals. You can reach me via my email at momziba@gmail.com. Momziba spelled as MUMZIBA @gmail.com. A lot of problem. I talked about lack of seriousness, which leads to procrastination, which leads to I'll do it tomorrow. Still procrastination. Number two, distraction. Distraction is very, very a common tool that keeps you from fixing your feet in preparation. Do you understand me? Yes. A lot of people are distracted looking at other people who have made it, looking at other people who have finished their preparatory and they are in the success level. Now these people tag along and become the seed through the trend. They follow the trend instead of them themselves. Okay, they themselves becoming the trend. I normally talk about this. Instead of you to follow trend, why don't you be the trend? All right, so that is what we are talking about. Another point that I'll be leaving you here with is something known as validation. A lot of people do not want to, go through preparatory stages because anything that is going through preparation stages do not really attract applause. Yeah, they do not attract applause because it's not attractive. If you understand what I mean, it's not attractive. So if you are a person who is used to validation, you might not be able to build. You might not be able to go through preparation method, preparatory stage. Okay, and that is very, very off. So these three are things that people do not really know how to state out what their problem. But if you have been through the situation, you understand what I'm talking about. If you've been through this situation where you've been through the situation whereby you see that, oh, I'm supposed to be 10 times higher than where I was, and you're able to identify that truly, maybe you'll be procrastinating. Maybe you'll be seeking for validation. And because you'll be seeking for validation and it's not forthcoming, you start to see it as you're wasting your time. Do you understand me? Yes. You start to see it like you are wasting your time. And these three are the major things that keep people from growth. You must understand that there are some uncomfortable truths about chances, and I'm going to be listing a few to you so that we can round up this quickly. This is a series, about 2 or 3 series, but I will just be rounding it up quickly. If you're interested, you check in maybe tomorrow next where we have to continue this. Let's talk about chances, because we think opportunities are limited. They are not. Some people will tell you that opportunities are limited. No, opportunities are there. Do you understand me? But just that opportunities most time do not come in the same way it came before. Do you understand me? That is why if you are not a sensitive person, you might not be able to pick or pin or point or catch opportunities when they come to you. Some people expect opportunity to come the same way it does, the way the first one did, and that is not how life is. So if you are a person that has to work with chances, you must understand that they are not limited. They keep on coming. But you must put yourself in a sensitive point to understand opportunities when it comes. Now, I I could also be contradicting in a way to tell you that only a few people have the opportunities to unlimited, okay, unlimited graces of opportunities. Some people have few. That's why you have to be very, very careful. Whenever opportunities falls into your hands, you do not play with it, because you are not sure, totally sure, if you are among the people who has unlimited privilege or grace for series of opportunities. Do you understand me? Yes. So this is what I'm talking about. That's why, for instance, a man who lives a lavish lifestyle like a prodigal son, he sleeps around, he's a womanizer, he drinks around, he wastes his money. Most of them got to have another opportunity to have the same money, opportunity, contract next time. Yes, if you see one of them, you understand. Most of them are always having money until maybe life happens. Maybe they become sick, they contract diseases, or they have fatal accidents while coming back from the club and everything just shut down. Why does life keep on throwing things to these people? It throws things to them. One of the reasons is because life is not actually wicked. Most times, it gives you the series of opportunities to make things right. So if those people are not able to make right of those chances given to them, most time it elapses. All right. So this is it. Still on this, I know that I've been able to tell you a few. I promise that I was not going to take too much time. And I hope that you enjoy this honest conversation. Let us know in the comments below. Let us know whatever time. You can reach me via my social media handles at Momziba on Facebook, so we can discuss about this. Just tag the topic and tell me this is the question you have about this, and we will discuss it ASAP. All right, so this podcast is also open to guest hosting. Should, in case you want to talk about anything that resonates with Momziba Talk Daily podcast, this podcast is open for you. You can reach me via those lines I've just listed to you, or you can reach me via my website at momziba.com. All right, thank you for joining us. So tomorrow's series 2, we are going to be continuing with a very, very beautiful topic from where we stop. Preparedness is not paranoia. All right, till next time. God bless you.